పంపించండి పోతాయి కదా నిలబడుతుంది కదా అది కూర్చోవాలా Good morning, children. Today we will continue the next lesson. Cubic roots of unity is over yesterday. So now today we are going to discuss fourth roots of unity. So continuation, second lesson. That equal to cubic roots of unity means z equal to z cube equal to 1. That means z equal to 1 to the power of 1 by 3. 1 to the power of 1 by 3. That means cubic roots means already yesterday we learned that one. Cube roots of unity are already we discussed one omega and omega square, where omega equal to -1 plus I root 3I by 2 and omega square equal to -1 minus root 3I by 2. So now just we are converting to fourth roots of unity continuation. So let x equal to, we take it as x equal to 1 to the power of x equal to 1 to the power of 1 by 4. That means that we can write as x power 4 equal to 1. Then roots are x power 4 minus 1 equal to 0. So I am factorizing x square plus 1 into x square minus 1 equal to 0. Then x square minus 1 plus 1 is we can write as I square into x square minus 1 square, that equal to 0. That is x square equal to I, that is x we can get as x square equal to I square, then x equal to write as plus or minus I, and that is this is also x equal to plus or minus 1. Therefore the cube roots of in the fourth roots of unity are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus I, whereas cube roots of unity are 1 omega square, that is omega means minus 1 plus root 3I by 2, omega square is minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2. Just I am simplifying, that is also in the cube roots of unity, that the value we got. Next we will see the x equal to fourth roots of unity, that means x power 4 equal to 1, then that is we can write as simplification x square plus 1 into x square minus 1 plus 1 as to I square is equal to. So minus I square, that is minus I square into x square minus 1 square equal to 0. Now then we get x equal to plus or minus I and x equal to plus or minus 1. So therefore the fourth roots of unity are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus I. So we have to write as 1 means in the polar form, or 1 means cos 0 plus I sin 0, and minus 1 means we can write as cos pi plus I sin pi, whereas I equal to written as cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, and minus I nothing but cos of minus pi by 2 or plus sin I sin of minus pi by 2. So these are the fourth roots of unity in the form of polar form. So next going to we are going to draw the graph of the fourth powers of unity. Just remind that cube roots of unity is 1 omega square, that is omega equal to this value, and omega square equal to minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2, whereas fourth roots of unity are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus I. So 1 means we can write as in the cis form, that is cis 0, minus 1 means cis pi, I means cos cis pi by 2, minus I means cos of minus pi by 2 plus I sin minus pi by 2. Just continuation of this. I am doing just in the organ plane I am drawing the figure, whereas units are this is nothing but real axis. Organ plane means x axis means denoted by real axis, and y axis means imaginary axis. Just always it is forms a unit circle, so that's why I am giving the circle first with as to 1 unit. 1 unit means 1 plus or minus 1 plus or minus I means I'm just unit circle I'm writing, so nothing but we can write as here 1 unit. Obviously this is minus 1, and the next points are you got I, and this as conjugate number is minus I. So just why, because I am writing this means cos 0 plus I sin 0, that's why you can write as this form. And next this is angle made with the x-axis means 0 degrees means the point lies on the 1 comma 0. Similarly this point is nothing but I means we can write as cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. So make an angle with 1 to this origin, obviously this angle, make an angle in anti-clockwise nothing but pi by 2 units. So pi by 2 radians. Obviously another one I that is I cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, its conjugate is cos of minus pi by 2 plus I sin of minus pi by 2. That is nothing but this is also 90 degrees. And next one, this is minus 1 means we can write as cos pi plus I sin pi. That is make an angle, augment is here pi units, so pi radians. That is why this angle make it to this value. So let the points be plotted as minus 1 and minus I this is and 1. Just I am drawing the graph just to join all these points. So that is just freehand we can draw like this, minus 1 to minus I and 1 to this. So that is nothing but we get a regular polygon of 4 sides and it forms a square. Why? Because make an angle here, augment is pi by 2, here pi by 2, nothing. This is nothing but pi means up to here pi by 2, remaining angle is pi by 2, that is 180. And next remaining the I is here, so minus obviously conjugate number means make an angle here minus pi by 2, that is the total value 90 degrees. Each of the angles is 90 degrees means it forms a square. So then we can write as it is a regular polygon. Regular polygon means all sides equal. Regular polygon of how many sides? 4 sides, and it forms a square. In the cube roots of unity forms a equilateral triangle, whereas the angle, each of the angle is 60 degrees. So that is forms a regular cube roots of unity represents vertices of a equilateral triangle on the organ plane. Then it is a regular polygon of 4 sides and it is forms a square. That forms a there since that is a conjugate numbers with 1 minus omega and omega square. So it forms a equilateral triangle. Whereas fourth roots of unity makes an angle with 1 minus 1 and plus or minus I means each of the angle makes an angle with pi by 2 degrees, pi by 2 radians. So it forms a regular polygon of 4 sides and it forms a square. So next go to the next concept, very important concept, that is nth roots of unity. Please all of you make a note. Nth roots of unity, same thing Nana. Let n be a positive number and z be a complex number, then the solutions of x power n equal to z is called the nth roots of z. If it is n equal to 3, that means cube roots of unity. If n equal to 4 means fourth roots of unity. Now just we will discuss about the nth roots of unity. What is the definition for that is, let n be a positive number, positive integer and z be a complex number, then the solutions of x power n equal to z are called the nth roots of z. That is the general form. That means already we learned that is x cube roots of unity over and fourth roots of unity. Generalization I am just doing like that. Just make a note. And what are the definition for this nth roots of unity means? Just I am writing just smallest definition. Let n be a positive integer. Let n be a positive integer and z be a complex number and z be a complex number, then the solutions of equation of the form, that is x power n equal to z, that is means these are called nth roots of unity. Nth roots of unity we can write as nth roots of unity. Nth roots of unity. What is meaning that if it is n equal to 3 means we get the values for cube roots of unity. If n equal to 4 we can get the values of fourth roots of unity. Similarly, if n is a positive integer and z is a complex number, then solutions of x power n equal to z are called nth roots of unity. So from this, just I am doing like that generalization I am writing here. What you got the values? If suppose x cube equal to 1, that means nothing but cube roots of unity. What is meaning that? Cube roots of unity. That is nothing but in the place of n we have n3, that is cube roots of unity. So what are the values already we got? 1 and omega, and another one is omega square. So we can write as 1 means cos 0 plus I sin 0. Whereas omega means what have written? Cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. So that is omega. So next omega square means cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. If it is n, so 1 cos 0 plus I sin 0 and cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3, whereas omega represent as like this form and omega square is cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. In similar way, just I am writing this is most important, that's why I am writing more times. That is x power 4, nothing but this is known as fourth roots of unity. Just now we learn fourth roots of unity. If n equal to 3, that is cube roots of unity. If n equal to 4, that is fourth roots of unity. What are the values? Suppose x we got the values 1 and minus 1 and I, and that is minus I. 1 becomes to write in the sys form means already just now written cos 0 plus I sin 0 degrees, and minus 1 nothing but cos pi plus I sin pi. I, whereas I means cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, and nothing but cos minus I, nothing but cos of minus pi by 2 plus I sin minus pi by 2. Just I am writing these two values. This is same thing I am writing. Just you see, observe. Just I am writing I sin 0. That is nothing but just cos pi I am writing here. Just I am our convenience. We are writing cos 2 pi by 4 plus I sin 2 pi by 4. Whereas cos pi by 2 nothing but I am writing I nothing but in the form of 4 pi by 4 plus I sin 4 pi by 4. Whereas cos pi minus pi by 2 plus I am writing cos of 6 pi by 4 plus I sin 6 pi by 4. So that is also we can get same values. In the radians we have cos 2 pi by 4 nothing but cos like this. Just I am writing just now This is asked to write here 4 pi by 4 and this has to write here 4 pi 4. Here I am writing 2 pi by 4. That is cos pi means 4 pi by 4. 4 pi by 4. This is pi by 2 means 2 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4. I sin 2 pi by 4. So 4 pi by 4 nothing but cos pi. This is nothing but 4 pi by 4 nothing but sin pi. Pi by 2 nothing but 2 pi by 4. I sin 2 pi by 4. Why I am writing like this means you can observe Nana. As by we can check them, conclude that we can write as some angles. This is 2 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4 and 6 pi by 4. The angles you can observe 4 pi by 4 nothing but pi and 2 pi by 4 nothing but also pi and minus pi by 2 nothing but 6 pi by 4. The angles in the form of 2 multiples. Just this is 2 multiples of 2 times and this is multiples of 4 times and this is the multiples of 2. So generalize that as we can observe, as we can check out by the angles, by the angles conclude that, just conclude that, simple logic now. Just we conclude that all are in the form of cos of 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where k has to, where k is an integer, where k is an integer. Suppose you take k equal to 1 cos 2 pi. If n is there nothing but 4, that is 2 pi by 4 nothing but cos pi by 2, one of the angle. Plus I sin 2 pi by 4 nothing but this is n equal to 4, denominators are 4. Whereas here n equal to 3, same thing. If n equal to 3 in the form of pi by 3 nothing but this is 3, denominators are same. Here n equal to 4 and whereas k is to some substitute, whereas k is integer means it, let us take the values k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So this is in the form of 2 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 6 pi by 4 nothing but these are all 2 multiples of angles. So that is why we can generalize it that cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n where k is an integer. Then we can generalize it that x power n equal to 1. That is x power n equal to 1. Nothing but 1 to the x equal to 1 to the power of 1 by n. So nothing but I am writing therefore x equal to cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi, whereas all multiples of 2k pi and the power becomes to 1 by n. Nothing but this has to write as cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where n is where n is a, if it is cube roots of unity, becomes to downwards denominators in the form of 3. If n equal to 4, 2k pi by 4. And angles whereas to k, where k is an integer means starting with k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. 0 is included now, that is why writing here n minus 1. So we can verify that if k equal to 0 and k equal to 1, all are we got the values of cis of 2k by 1, where in the cis form we can write as Euler form e to the power of I into 2k pi by n. Just to see Nana, if x cube equal to 1, we got the values cos 0 plus I sin 0. Omega means 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. If n equal to k equal to 1 substitute, so that is cos 2 pi by 3. And where n equal to 1 we can write as cos 2 pi by 3. If n equal to 2 write here cos to 4 pi by 3 and cos I sin 4 pi by 3. Just in the form of generalized form, that is cos of 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, that is the nth roots of unity. If it is n equal to k equal to 0 in these fourth roots of unity, you can substitute. That is cos n equal to k equal to 1 write as cos 2 pi by 4 nothing but pi by 2 plus one of the roots. So I sin 4 pi by 4 means cos pi, that is second root minus 1 you get. So next k equal to 2 write here cos 4 pi by 4 nothing but you can write is cos pi plus I sin pi. That is all those we can substitute in the form of this generalized form. So as we can check by the angles and conclude that in the form of cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where k is an integer. If nth roots of unity formula is nth roots of unity means nothing but nth roots of unity means in the form of x power n equal to 1, that is x equal to 1 to the power of 1 by n. We can generalize it that cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi all to the power of 1 by n, as Demoivre is nothing but the it is associated with augment, that is cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi, where k equal to write as 0, 1, 2 as so on, that is up to n minus 1. If 0 is included, the term will be n minus 1. In the Euler form, we can write as e to the power of I into 2k pi by n. Just conclusion of the angles only. 2 pi by 3, 6 pi by 3, 6 pi. Here nth roots of cube roots of 2 pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3. Here n equal to 4 means 4th roots of unity, that is you got values. So that is 2 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 6 pi by 4, like that, 8 pi by 4, like that. So we can generalize it that the nth roots of unity is cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, that is where k is an integer. That means take that k values up to z, k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on, n minus 1. In x power n equal to 1 means we can write as cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi whole to the power of 1 by n. So Demoivre is nothing but augment with joined with value, that is nothing but cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. In the Euler form, we can write as e to the power of I 2k pi by n. So that is meaning that x power n equal to 1, nth roots of unity, the value. All of you please make a note now. Just revision all those formulas, whereas x cube equal to 1 omega square, x power 4 equal to 1, we can write as 4th roots of unity, that is 1 minus 1 and I and minus I. That is nth roots of unity means we can conclude that the total values also, what are the roots will be coming to, I will explain. So just that is 1 omega square is cube roots of unity, 4th roots of unity is 1 minus 1 plus I and minus I. The angles by observing we can conclude that cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. That is in the Euler form, that is e to the power of I 2k pi by n. So next I am doing this, the properties of the numbers. Just properties, nothing but we can write as properties and explain next page. So write down as properties. Properties, what are the properties? So x power, what we got just now, so that just now we got that value x power n minus 1 equal to 0. That means that x power n equal to 1, then we can write as x equal to 1 to the power of 1 by n, and this is nothing but cos of 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, I sin 2k pi by n, where k equal to write as, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. It is in the Euler form, e to the power of I of 2k pi by n. So nothing but we can, one property for this, I am taking the letter, I am taking as to letter e to the power of I 2 pi by n equal to, I am doing, suppose the number should be in the form of alpha. So this I am writing this. So in our convenience, 2 pi by n e to the power of whole to the power of k. So that is now this total value becomes to alpha, that is alpha per k. So that is nothing but this is as to, I am writing nth roots of unity. Nth roots of unity are alpha per k form, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to we got the values n minus 1. Suppose if k equal to 0 right here, then you get alpha per 0 equal to 1, and if equal to write as k equal to 1, that is alpha per 1. If k equal to 2 means you got the values alpha square. If k equal to 3 means alpha cube. There has to up to n minus 1 roots means if right last term is n minus 1, then you get the root of the nth roots of unity is alpha to the power of n minus 1. Therefore, the roots in the shortest form 1 alpha square, alpha cube, so on up to alpha to the power of n minus 1 are the nth roots of unity are in GP. Why? Because GP means I am taking common ratio with each and every term is common ratio is alpha. So it forms a GP with common ratio is how much? Alpha. Alpha nothing but what we have taken alpha means I to the power of e to the power of I into 2k pi by n. So that is alpha means already we just now we can write as e to the power of I into 2 pi by n. What I am doing here, just I am explain once again. Yes, that is x power n minus 1 equal to 0, that is x power n equal to 1, whereas x equal to 1 to the power of 1 by n. As we can generalize it that the formula is cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. It is in the Euler form e to the power of I into 2k pi by n. For our convenience, e to the power of I 2 pi by n as whole to the power of k outside. This total value I am taking as to e to the power of I 2 pi by n equal to alpha. Then we got that one alpha per k. So the nth roots of unity in the form of alpha to the power of k, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to n minus 1. Suppose I am taking k equal to 0, you get the value alpha per 0 equal to 1. And next one alpha per 1, alpha square, alpha cube, so on up to last term is alpha to the power of n minus 1. Therefore, 1 alpha, alpha square, alpha cube, so on up to alpha to the power of n minus 1 are the nth roots of unity are in GP. Why? Because common ratio each of the term is alpha. That is alpha nothing but we are taking alpha nothing but e to the power of e to the power of I of 2 pi by n. So this is the property. Then just one of the property means I am doing. Properties mean what are the sum of the nth roots of unity and product of the nth roots of unity. For just properties, for this sake of this one, I am deriving all those for x power n minus 1 equal to 0, that is in the form of e to the power of I 2k pi by n, that is e to the power of k as to outside alpha power k. If k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 substitute, that we get total values of the roots of the values is 1 alpha, alpha square, alpha cube, alpha to the power of n minus 1 are the nth roots of unity and which are in the form of GP with common ratio is alpha, whereas alpha means I am taking e to the power of I 2 pi by n. So just and next I am writing sum of the nth roots of unity and product of the nth roots of unity. Already we learned cube roots of unity, whereas 1 plus omega square that in the sake of that value already we proved that becomes to 0. 1 plus omega square equal to 0 and omega cube equal to 1, that is product of the roots equal to 1. Whereas here also just in the same way we are deriving for this. That's when we are conclude that the nth roots of unity in the form of alpha form, that is 1 alpha alpha square, that is common ratio is e to the power of I 2 pi by n. That's when next property is first property. Then we can write as sum of the properties. Sum of the properties means first the most important property, that is sum of the nth roots of unity. Sum of the nth roots of unity means we can write as first part, that is sum of the nth roots of unity. If it is cube roots of unity means 1 omega square, that is 1 plus omega square equal to 0. That in the place we can prove it. Now similarly sum of the nth roots of unity means the roots are we have already taken as 1 alpha square, alpha cube. Sum means you should take plus 1 plus alpha square, so on up to alpha to the power of n minus 1. So that is in the form of sum of the GP, sum of the n terms of GP. That is the basic formula in the 10th class we have learned 1 minus r to the power of n by 1 minus r. This is GP or summation of sum to GP formula. In the same way here, a into a means 1. 1 means we write as 1 into 1 power. R means we common ratio, that is r equal to take it as alpha power n by 1 minus alpha. So that is nothing but 1 minus alpha to the power of n by 1 minus alpha. What are the value for alpha power n? So alpha to the power of n becomes to 1. Why? Because the equation we have taken as x power n equal to 1, where alpha is a root. Alpha is a root means the equation satisfy the root, that is alpha power n equal to 1. Now substitute here 1 minus 1, that is equal becomes to 0. Therefore we can conclude that sum of the cube root, sum of the nth roots of unity also 0. sum of the nth roots of unity also is 0. Most important rule, sum of the cube roots of unity is 0, whereas here also we got the value, that is sum of the nth roots of unity is also 0. Why? Because 1 plus alpha square, so whereas last term is alpha to the power of n minus 1. This is common ratio with alpha, a into 1 minus r to the power of n by 1 minus r. This is a basic property of sum to GP value formula. Then substitute in this 1 minus alpha power n by 1 minus alpha, where alpha power n equal to, what is the value for alpha power n? So whereas x power n equal to 1, where alpha is a root, means alpha to the power of n equal to 1. Therefore 1 minus 1 becomes to 0. Then we conclude that sum of the nth roots of unity also 0. Similar way, second property, now just I am reading another property, some product of the nth roots of unity, that is product means product of the nth roots of unity, that is product means 1 into all the roots are 1 alpha square, by doing product alpha square alpha cube, the total going up to the last term is alpha to the power of n minus 1. Just the product means we can write as alpha to the power of 0 means 1. So here means 1. So 1 means sum of the roots, if the bases are equal, power should be added. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 subtotal, that we can write as n minus 1. This is in the form of summation of the nth roots of summation of the natural numbers, whereas n equal to here n minus 1. Then you get n into n minus 1 by 2. So that is, I am writing here, so alpha to the power of n by 2 whole to the power of n minus 1. N into n minus 1 by 2, I am writing here n by 2 as inside, outside is n minus 1. So that is alpha to the power of n by 2 means what? Alpha equal to, we have taken as, since alpha equal, what we have taken? E to the power of I of 2 pi by n. Just I am replacing alpha, e to the power of I of 2 pi by n whole to the power into n by 2 whole to the power of n minus 1. Just now simplify, n cancel, then you get e to the power of I pi. E to the power of I pi means what we have write as, e to the power of I pi means cos pi plus I sin pi. Most important, all those values nothing but minus 1. So it is in the whole to the power of n minus 1. So that is nothing but minus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1. So the product of the nth roots of unity is minus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1. Whereas product sum of the nth roots of unity is 0. Product of the nth roots of unity is minus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1. How will you got? So product means 1 alpha power 0 means 1 alpha square alpha cube, so on up to alpha to the power of n minus 1. That is sum of the base are equal, power should be 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. Sum of the nth roots of sum of the natural numbers, whereas n equal to n minus 1. So alpha to the power of n into n minus 1 by 2. I am doing alpha to the power of n by 2 whole to the power of n minus 1. Just I am replacing alpha equal to e to the power of I 2 pi by n. So for simplification, we can get e to the power of I pi whole to the power of n minus 1. E to the power of I pi means we can write as Euler form to general cis form, that is cos pi plus I sin pi, that is nothing but the value is minus 1. So becomes to minus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1. Therefore, the product of the nth roots of unity is minus 1 whole to the power of n minus 1. If suppose if n is even becomes to, n is even means becomes to minus 1. If n is odd means we can write as plus 1. So that is the important rule. Whereas product of the cube roots of unity, we can got the value 1. Here also we can got the value, depends on even or odd. If it is even, it becomes to minus 1. If it is odd, becomes to plus 1. So product of the unit, the variation is there. Whereas cube roots of unity, sum of the cube roots of unity is 0. Here also 0. But product of the cube roots of unity got there, that is 1. Here, if it is n is even, minus 1. If it is n is odd, becomes to plus 1. that is nothing but in the form of -1 whole to the power of n minus 1. This is the nth roots of unity, formulas. So sum of the cube roots of unity is 0. Product of the cube roots of unity is -1 whole to the power of n minus 1. So this is the value for nth roots of unity. So this is the concept of Demoivre's theorem. Next go to the values for P by Q form, that is nothing but it is P by Q form, nothing but rational number. So that is also qth roots represents. So up to here all of you note down, Nana, make a note. So whereas sum of the nth roots of unity is 0 and product of the nth roots of unity is -1 whole to the power of n minus 1. Just I am next one. So cis theta whole to the power of P by Q. P by Q nothing but it forms a rational number where P by Q is a rational number. P by Q is a rational number. Then cos of P theta by Q plus I sin P theta by Q is one of the qth roots. It represents q roots. Why? Because it is in the form of 1 by q, nothing but becomes 2. If it is 1 by 2 means square roots. If it is 1 by 3 means cube roots. It is in the form of p by q, whereas to q roots means it represents q values. It is one of the qth roots of cos theta plus I sin theta whole to the power of p. Inside of the argument means cos p theta plus I sin p theta. So represents a q values, whereas cos p theta by q I sin p theta q by 2 is one of the qth roots, whereas cos theta plus I sin theta whole to the power of p. And another formula is cis theta whole to the power of p by q represents how many values, Nana? Represents q values. So that is in the form of represents q values. The q values represented by cis theta whole to the power of p by q are in the form cis of 2k pi plus theta whole to the power of p by q, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, so on up to q minus 1. So that is in the form of nth roots means in previously we learned. In the form of p by q, whereas p by q nothing but rational number, this also represents a q values. The q values represented by this number is cis of 2k pi plus theta whole to the power of p by q, where k equal to 0, 1, 2 as to q minus 1. Just I am doing for this explanation, I am giving the some example. So that is giving the example, that is example 1. Find all values represented by cis alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5 is there. So just solution. So that is meaning that cis of 2k pi plus alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5 is in the form of 3 by 5. For k equal to write as it presents like 5 values. So that's why we take it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to this. Now substitute. If k equal to 0, you get the value cis of k equal to 0 means cis of alpha to the power of 3 by 5. That is the one of the root. And if it is k equal to 1, that is cis of k equal to means 2 pi plus alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5. And k equal to 2 means cis of 4 pi plus alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5. And k equal to 3 means you get cis of k equal to 3 means 6 plus 6 alpha, 6 pi plus alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5. And last root is k equal to 4 cis of 8 pi plus alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5. These are the roots of the equation. What the question will be in the form of find all the values of find all values represented by cis alpha whole to the power of 3 by 5. That is in the form of the basic formula is now only cis of 2k pi. Cis of just now written cis of 2k pi plus theta whole to the power of 1 by n. So that is in the form of cis alpha 2k pi plus alpha means here k equal to data take the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 represent say 5 values. That is why 5 roots will be there. So k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is number of roots are 5. Now substitute k equal to 0 means cis alpha, cis 2 pi plus alpha, 4 pi plus alpha, 6 pi plus alpha, 3 by 5, 8 pi plus alpha, whole to the power of 3 by 5. This is the values. Just okay. Tomorrow I will continue the exercise problems, deeply textbook. The concepts are over. Exercise 2, very short answer type questions and long answer will be there. So practice again and again. Write formulas, all those. Revise this total lesson once again. Okay, Nana, thank you.